The bustling city of Tokyo was suddenly plunged into chaos. Sirens wailed, and people ran in panic as an ominous shadow descended upon the skyline. At the heart of this turmoil stood a mysterious figure clad in dark armor, radiating a chilling aura that seemed to absorb the very light around him. This was no ordinary fighter. This was the Dark Warrior. Vegeta, having heard of the disturbance, rushed to the scene, his senses alert and muscles tense. The Dark Warrior's energy was unlike anything Vegeta had encountered before, cold, ruthless, and deeply malevolent. Tokyo's skyscrapers shook under the force of the warrior's power, and the air crackled with raw energy. Vegeta landed on the ground with a heavy thud, locking eyes with the figure who seemed to smirk beneath his dark helmet. Without a word, the Dark Warrior charged, his speed astonishing as he closed the distance in an instant. Vegeta braced himself, preparing for the clash that would decide the fate of Tokyo. The battle began with fierce exchanges of blows that sent shockwaves through the city. Each strike from the Dark Warrior was precise and merciless, pushing Vegeta to the edge. But the Saiyan Prince was no stranger to danger. He countered with a fierce determination, channeling his inner strength to match the dark power threatening the city. The clash between Vegeta and the Dark Warrior escalated, shattering concrete and sending shockwaves through the streets of Tokyo. Civilians scattered, police forces were powerless, and the city's defense systems proved useless against the raw force of these two titans. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan form, launched a barrage of energy blasts, aiming to overpower his opponent with sheer intensity. But the Dark Warrior moved like a shadow, dodging each attack with minimal effort. His counters were brutal. Each strike landed with crushing precision, denting the very earth beneath them. "You're strong," Vegeta growled, blood trickling from his lip. "But you haven't seen anything yet." With a roar, Vegeta ascended into Super Saiyan Blue, the sky flashing blue and gold as his energy surged. The city trembled. Even the Dark Warrior paused, as if acknowledging the increased threat. But instead of attacking, he raised one gauntlet hand and unleashed a wave of dark energy that swallowed the area in shadow. The buildings were covered in black mist. Vegeta's senses went numb for a second. From within the darkness, the voice came, calm and cold. "I am Corozan, born in darkness, forged in pain. I'm here to bring balance, through destruction." Vegeta responded with a blast that lit up the darkness, clearing the mist momentarily. He charged forward, their auras colliding like stars crashing. Fists flew, beams exploded, and for a moment, the city of Tokyo became a battlefield of gods. The battle between Vegeta and Corozan reached a fever pitch. Every punch they exchanged cracked the pavement, and shockwaves blasted windows out of nearby buildings. Corozan's mastery of shadow energy allowed him to teleport between attacks, striking from unexpected angles. Vegeta, gritting his teeth, pushed his Super Saiyan Blue form to its limits. "You think darkness gives you an advantage?" Vegeta snarled, spinning midair and landing a massive blow to Corozan's chest, sending him crashing into a building. But as the dust settled, Corozan emerged, unharmed, smirking. "You've yet to see true darkness, Saiyan." Suddenly, black tendrils burst from Corozan's back, writhing like serpents, and pierced the ground. They pulsed with corrupt energy, draining life from the area. Trees withered. Street lamps dimmed. Vegeta's aura flickered. Corozan raised one hand, and a dark orb formed, pulsating with chaotic energy. "Let me show you the power that devours light." Vegeta's face tightened. He knew this wasn't just a brawl anymore. It was a battle for the soul of the city itself. Vegeta wiped blood from his lip, eyes narrowing as he rose from the rubble. The sheer force of Corozan's dark tendrils had flung him across the street, crashing through a high-rise. He clenched his fists. "This guy's not just strong, he's absorbing my energy." Hovering above, Corozan floated with eerie stillness, surrounded by swirling black miasma. His voice echoed across the city, deep and distorted. "Your power only fuels the shadows. Every strike you land feeds me." A moment later, Corozan's back burst open, releasing serpentine extensions of shadow that snaked toward Vegeta with lightning speed. Vegeta dashed upward to evade, but the tendrils moved intelligently, adapting midair and striking from unexpected angles. One wrapped around his ankle, yanking him into the air before slamming him into the ground with earth-shattering force. The crater smoked as Vegeta emerged, aura flaring. Then I'll just hit you harder than you can take. Channeling his energy, Vegeta launched a barrage of ki blasts into the sky, illuminating Tokyo in flashes of blue. The projectiles twisted midair, tracking Kurozen, who deflected several with his armored arms. One blast exploded against his chest plate, revealing cracks beneath the armor. Kurozen's expression darkened. His aura spiked, and he extended both arms outward. You want power, Scion? Witness despair. The sky turned pitch black as a massive vortex formed above them. Buildings trembled as civilians fled. A dark sphere began to form in Kurozen's hands, a gravity orb, pulsating with dense negative energy. Vegeta gritted his teeth. He had seconds to act before the orb consumed the district. With a yell, he shot forward like a missile, fist aimed straight at the orb's core. The gravity orb pulsated above Tokyo like a second moon, warping reality around it. Vegeta hovered in midair, his aura flickering as he stared into the heart of the darkness. Kurozen raised his arm, commanding the sphere with a sinister grin. You cannot stop what has already begun. Kurozen spoke coldly, his voice echoing unnaturally. This city will fall, and you with it. Vegeta clenched his fists. Blood ran down his face, but his spirit remained unshaken. With a deep growl, he surged forward, aura exploding around him like a nova. He vanished from sight, reappearing just inches away from the orb. In a single moment, he unleashed a flurry of punches and ki blasts in an attempt to destabilize it. But the orb absorbed the energy, growing larger and darker. Kurozen laughed. You only make it stronger. Every attack, every scream, every emotion, it feeds me. Suddenly, Vegeta paused, realizing the truth. You're absorbing fear and rage. Closing his eyes for a second, he calmed his energy. His blue aura dimmed, replaced with a golden glow, the Super Saiyan form. But it didn't stop there. With a roar, he pushed beyond. His muscles tensed, his power spiked. In a blinding flash, Vegeta transformed into Super Saiyan Blue evolution. The sky cracked with lightning as his aura became a storm of divine fury. Kurozen's grin faded. You talk too much, Vegeta said coldly, and launched himself straight into the eye of the storm. As Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue evolution form surged with energy, Kurozen's dark gravity orb pulsed violently, distorting the very fabric of reality around them. The battle was no longer just physical. It had become a clash of wills and cosmic forces. Vegeta launched a devastating final flash, his hands glowing with intense blue light as he poured every ounce of his strength into the blast. The orb absorbed some of the energy, but began to crack under the sheer force. Kurozen snarled in fury, stepping out from the shadows with his red and black armor gleaming ominously. You underestimate the darkness within, he hissed. This power feeds on your doubt and despair. Vegeta narrowed his eyes, refusing to let the darkness consume him. I am Vegeta, Prince of Saiyans. My spirit burns brighter than any shadow. With a roar, Vegeta charged again, breaking through the cracks of the gravity orb. The orb shattered, releasing a shockwave that illuminated the night sky and sent debris flying across Tokyo. The city trembled, but Vegeta stood tall amidst the chaos, his blue aura flickering yet unyielding. The battle was far from over. The Dark Warrior was still out there, and the fate of Tokyo hung in the balance. The battle raged on fiercely as Vegeta's final flash clashed against the Dark Warrior's dark gravity orb, creating a massive explosion that lit up Tokyo's skyline. The shockwave blew out windows and sent debris flying in every direction. But neither fighter gave an inch. Vegeta's determination burned brighter with every strike, fueled by his unyielding desire to protect Earth. Suddenly, the Dark Warrior vanished from sight, reappearing behind Vegeta in a blur. Before Vegeta could react, a swift, brutal strike landed on his back, causing him to grunt in pain. But the Saiyan Prince quickly recovered, spinning around to meet his opponent's gaze. You're fast, Vegeta growled, narrowing his eyes. The Dark Warrior smirked beneath his helmet, his cold voice echoing through the chaos. Speed alone won't save you. He charged again, this time combining his dark energy with a powerful shockwave that sent Vegeta crashing into a nearby building. Vegeta wiped the blood from his lip and clenched his fists. "I won't let you destroy my home," he said fiercely. Gathering every ounce of energy, Vegeta prepared for his next move, one that could finally turn the tide of this brutal fight. The clash between Vegeta and the Dark Warrior reached a new level of intensity. Tokyo's skyline was now a battlefield strewn with debris and flickering lights from damaged buildings. Vegeta's muscles burned with exertion, but his resolve remained unshaken. He could feel the overwhelming darkness emanating from his opponent, a power that threatened to consume everything. The Dark Warrior smirked, unleashing a barrage of dark energy blasts that rained down on Vegeta with relentless fury. Vegeta dodged and countered, his own energy blazing blue and white, illuminating the war-torn city. Their powers collided in bursts of explosive light, shaking the earth and rattling the very air. Vegeta realized that brute strength alone wouldn't be enough. He needed to outthink his enemy. Drawing from his battle experience, Vegeta analyzed the Dark Warrior's movements, searching for an opening. As the warrior prepared another devastating attack, Vegeta seized the moment, charging forward with a final flash, a beam of concentrated energy aimed to end the fight. The Dark Warrior barely dodged in time, the blast scorching nearby buildings but failing to hit its mark. Both fighters paused, catching their breath as the tension thickened. The fate of Tokyo hung in the balance, and Vegeta knew this battle was far from over. He tightened his grip on his energy, preparing for the next exchange that could determine the city's survival. As the final flash faded, both warriors stood amidst the ruinous Tokyo streets, catching their breath. The Dark Warrior's smirk deepened, clearly impressed by Vegeta's power and resolve. "You fight well, Scion," he hissed, "but this city will fall to darkness." Vegeta clenched his fists, eyes burning with determination. "Not while I'm here." He tapped deeper into his Scion heritage, feeling his power surge beyond limits. The energy around him flared, brightening the destruction with blue flames. The Dark Warrior growled and summoned a massive, swirling vortex of dark energy, sucking in debris and tearing the air itself. "Face the true power of the shadows," he roared, launching the vortex toward Vegeta with deadly intent. Vegeta focused, channeling his energy to create a protective barrier. The vortex collided with the barrier, sending shockwaves across the city. The battle escalated, becoming a war of wills as the fate of Tokyo teetered on the edge. As the sun began to rise over Tokyo, the dust of battle started to settle. The Dark Warrior, now kneeling and heavily injured, glared at Vegeta with a mixture of hatred and reluctant respect. Vegeta, battered but standing tall, lowered his arms, his energy flickering around him like dying flames. "You're strong," the Dark Warrior muttered through clenched teeth. "But this isn't over. Others will come." With that, a dark portal opened behind him. Despite his injuries, he stepped into it and vanished into the shadows. Vegeta looked at the empty space for a moment, then turned his eyes toward the city. Buildings were damaged, but the people were safe. He sighed, realizing that this battle was just the beginning of a new wave of threats. Above the skyline, the clouds began to clear. The world was safe, for now.